In the forgotten corners of the world, where magic slips through the cracks of time, a legend purrs in silence. They call her the Whisker Oracle, a feline cloaked not in mystery, but in the truth you're afraid to hear. She does not speak, yet all who meet her swear she answered questions never asked aloud. The Oracle is no ordinary cat. Her tail, it twitches in a rhythm older than language itself. Those who know Morse code claim to understand her, but even they admit that some messages arrive before the questions are formed. It is said she whispers through the air, and those who truly listen awaken. She lives in a shop that isn't always there, appearing only to the heartbroken, the hopeful, or the haunted. An old bell above the door rings without wind, and the scent of jasmine and parchment hangs in the air. The shelves are filled with clocks that tick backward, candles that flicker blue, and a single cushion in the sunlit center. She lies on that cushion, a tail curled beside her, unmoving, until you speak. Ask a question and the air stills. Then her tail begins to move. Twitch, pause, twitch, each motion a syllable of the unknown. The tail speaks in dots and dashes, a code passed from stars to paws. It doesn't always spell words. Sometimes it reveals numbers, symbols, or emotions. Deciphering it isn't about knowledge, it's about intention. Purrs begin low, barely audible at first. They rise with every heartbeat, resonating in your ribs, like a lullaby meant for your soul. Many say they feel the answer before they understand it. The Whisker Oracle does not predict events. She unveils clarity. She is not a fortune teller of lottery numbers or lovers' names. She is the mirror between what you fear and what you must do. Travelers from distant lands have come bearing tokens, a silver bell, a broken compass, or even, tears in bottles. She accepts them all, not as payment, but as acknowledgements. In her presence, humility is louder than gold. Her coat shifts with the moon, white during full moons striped under new ones. Some swear her eyes reflect the sky at the moment of your birth. Others claim she holds galaxies in her gaze. Legends say she was born from a comet's tail, in a box lined with forgotten wishes. Raised by monks who wrote with silence and ink, she learned to listen before learning to meow. When she finally purred, it cracked stone. The Oracle chooses who can hear her. Not everyone leaves with an answer. Some leave with more questions, and you know those are often the most important. A man once came seeking fortune. He left with a message. Unclench your fists. He returned a year later with nothing but a smile and a scar across his heart. The Oracle twitched once and never looked at him again. Children hear her best. Their ears aren't yet blocked by disbelief or ego. They giggle as her tail dances and say things like, "She said I'm going to find a green bird with a crown." The Morse messages are sometimes, well, poetic rain knows your name, or, you know, deeply specific. Turn left at the broken hydrant, or even haunting. You already did what you fear. No two people hear her the same way. Some hear music, some see colors, and others dream in symbols that only make sense weeks later. That is the nature of the Whisker Oracle. She speaks you. Some fear her, calling her a cursed spirit, but even fear is a kind of truth-seeking. She welcomes it with the same flick of her tail. The Oracle never moves from her pillow. Yet, you know, people say they've seen her walking the rooftops at dusk, pausing on chimneys and watching the stars. Maybe she has copies, or well, perhaps she is time itself, curled in a ball. Artists draw her without knowing who she is. Poets write verses they don't remember crafting, only to find her in the lines. She weaves herself into stories when you're not looking. A woman once brought a violin she hadn't touched in 30 years. The cat twitched. Play. The woman wept as music filled the shop for the first time. Technology has tried to decode her. They've recorded the purrs, filmed the tail, mapped every blink. But honestly, Nothing can explain the goosebumps in your spine when she sees you. The Whisker Oracle does not age. She was there before electricity, and she'll be there after stars fade. Her only mission is to give voice to the silence you carry. You cannot find her by searching. She arrives when your question becomes heavier than your pride, and you must ask it out loud, not with words, but with truth. Some say she disappears when the question is too dangerous, but even absence is an answer. The tail that doesn't twitch often saves lives. Each visit changes people in subtle ways. They smile differently, walk with more intention, or take that long-postponed leap. Her wisdom is sticky. It lingers, like her scent. The Whisker Oracle asks nothing in return. Her gift is ancient, sacred, and silent. If your soul is ready, she will speak, in tail twitches and timeless purrs, and you will finally listen.